What's going on, guys? Back at you guys with another presentation. I was just watching some videos about the epidemic of HIV and diseases. These diseases ain't no joke. And I was just thinking to myself, guys, just imagine, um, just imagine, you know, being a brother that's been outcasted your whole life, or just being a guy who's, never truly been sought after like that, and you finally get to taste some honey, and you get something that can change the trajectory of your whole life. It's not a game out here, like they say that Houston and ATL is they say like they say that the HIV epidemic is just outrageous in these places. And I just think to myself, just imagine you a dude been rejected, you a dude that never truly been sought after like that, and let's say you finally get a taste of some honey and you catch HIV. I mean, that's one of the worst things you can catch. Now that right there gonna change the trajectory of your whole life. Just think about how bad life would be then. Now it's really time. Now it's really time to get that hammer and call it quits. I mean, it's not a game out here. People need to protect themselves. I mean, I was just thinking to myself, like, just imagine being a brother that's been ostracized, never truly been sought after, and you finally get a taste of some vagina, and you get something that'll change your whole life. This is why I say you gotta protect yourself. I mean, I was even watching a podcast where they were talking about Dominican Republic has a big HIV epidemic over there. It's not a game out here, guys. I feel like, if you having unprotected sex, it need to be with your wife. One of the main reasons to why I want to be married is because if you married to a woman, you could do all the things you want to do. Y'all both tested. Y'all know, y'all don't have nothing, so y'all can have fun with each other. That's why I want to be married, because you can do what you really want to do when you married. The main reason why I would get married and wife up a female is for sex. There's no other reason to get married. Because at least if you marry, you don't have to worry about HIV and diseases and all of that stuff, because that's your wife. Y'all, especially if y'all tested, y'all know y'all ain't got nothing. Just hopefully you don't have a wife that'll cheat on you and mess around on you. That's the scary part, because if you got a wife that'll cheat on you and mess around on you, this is why you gotta really know someone. And even when you really know someone, you still gotta take protective measures. Like, it's not a game out here. I mean, they say ATL ranks number 3 in HIV cases. I mean, that's scary. I believe Florida is number 1. I mean, that right there is very depressing to live with. I mean, who would want to live with that for the rest of their life? I mean, I know there are a lot of guys, I've been around certain dudes, they say, long as she look good, got a fat behind, they ready to dive on in. A lot of guys don't care if a woman is, they don't care about their well-being. But you gotta be smart. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not telling nobody what to do. Everybody is grown, but you gotta be smart. I mean, just think about how jacked up life would be. You finally get a taste of some vagina, and you catch something like HIV. You catch a monster like that. Something that's gonna really take you up out of here. Something that's gonna really put you in the ground if you don't take that medication. I mean, it's not a game. It's scary thinking that ATL ranks number 3 in HIV cases. I mean, it's not a game out here. You know, um, you gotta protect yourself. I feel like, you know, if you haven't, this is why I feel like some people must really feel like they're invincible. They must really feel like they can't catch nothing because I'm telling you know, you're not invincible. And I just think to myself, taking 30 pills for the rest of your life to live, man, that's ridiculous. You know, that's a depressing life for real. And if you don't take that medication, in the ground you go. What a sad life. That HIV stuff, I know it ain't no game. You know, I know some dudes. It's crazy how I've been around some guys. They say they don't care if they catch it. You know, I've been around some dudes. They say they'll have sex with an escort with no protection. She look good, got a fat drum back there. They ready to play some music. They don't care. I mean, when it comes to your health, that ain't nothing to play around with. And when it comes to something as serious as HIV, when it comes to something that can really leave a mark on your life that cannot be erased, because that's something right there that can truly leave a mark on your life that cannot be erased. And you don't want that mark on your life. You know, I believe what it is a lot of youngins. They probably think that they think they're invincible. You know, they think that they can't catch it. But you know, nature will show you that you're not invincible. Nature will show you that you're not made of steel. Nature will show you that you're not Max Payne. Nature will show you you're not you're not made of steel. You know, and I could just imagine going to the doctor and they tell you that you got that stuff. They, you know, that's got to be extremely devastating. I mean, that's like the judge slamming that gavel and you sentenced to life in prison with no parole. That's what it's like catching that HIV. It's not a game. All I can say is hopefully people will wrap it up. You know, hopefully people will use protection. I mean, you know, just the thought of, you know, and the fact that they say it's a big HIV epidemic even in the Dominican Republic, that's startling to hear as well. You know, it's crazy. You know, that's one place I wanted to go to have some fun, DR, because you know, I've heard a lot of guys talking about the Dominican Republic, but I mean, I mean, this is why you got to be smart, and this is why you got to use good judgment, because that'll really be depressing to finally get a taste of some sweet nectar and you get HIV, something that's going to take you out of here. I mean, you'll be thinking to yourself, well, dad, you'll be thinking to yourself, well, man, I was crapped on, ostracized my whole life to finally get a taste of some vajayjay and get that. I mean, that'll really be devastating. Getting something like that will really be devastating. That'll really, really mess up your life. I mean, this is why I say you got to be smart. You got to use wisdom. You got to be crazy. If you're not using protection nowadays, you got to be crazy. You got to really feel like, you know, I mean, you playing Russian roulette for real. You know, if you having sex, you know, especially with these startling HIV cases, I mean, if you sleep with a female unprotected, I mean, you might as well just go ahead and put that hammer to your head and call it a day. you know, rather than doing that. I mean, because that's pretty much what you're doing. If you having sex with these women out here with no protection, that's like putting a hammer to your head and blow, call it a night. That's pretty much what you're doing, putting that hammer to your dome. It's not worth it, if you ask me. You know, I'm the type of dude, if I was serious with a woman and this is somebody I'm thinking about spending the rest of my life with, we gonna get tested. I mean, if I had a woman in my life and this is someone that I'm thinking about marrying and, you know, we gonna spend the rest of our life together, we gonna get tested. And hopefully she's down for it. You know, if she not down for it, she can kick rocks. You know. You know. If she's not down for it, she can go to Goro's lair. If she's not down for it, because it's not a game out here. You know, having unprotected sex, you playing Russian roulette with your life. That's why all I can say is, people be smart, and coming from the perspective of, you know, guys who have not been sought after, it would really be devastating for dudes in these types of positions to finally get some booty, and you get something that's gonna devastate your life forever. HIV. Wouldn't that be a living nightmare to know? Man, couldn't get no booty, finally got some, and got the big monster. Man, that's how you know life been hell. That's a life of hell for real. That's a life of hell for real. You know, and I was just thinking to myself, that'll be really effed up. That's how you know you cursed. If you're a dude that's been ostracized by women and then you finally get some vagina and you catch a disease like HIV, that's a nightmare. But you guys, leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Make sure you donate to the Cash App, $ Brandon Locke 125. You know, whether you want to donate $5, $10, $15, it doesn't matter. Anything will help support the content. It's getting hot out here, guys. All I can say, make sure you protect yourself. I mean, I've been watching these videos and it's just gotten me to thinking about my situation and a lot of other guys' situation. I mean, who in the world would want to go from being a dude that's been ostracized to finally getting a taste of sex, and then you get something like this? Man, that's why I say people got to protect themselves. You know, you got to protect yourself, and you gotta be smart. But you guys have a good one. Talk to you soon. Happy Monday.